Hello, everybody, and welcome to this section of Advanced Writing, which focuses on the Lincoln Park neighborhood. I chose the Lincoln Park neighborhood as our case study for this semester because I'm curious about how writing, the power of different kinds of writing, writing in marketing, writing in education, writing in grant writing, can be used to solve some of the problems facing a neighborhood like Lincoln Park. What problems does Lincoln Park have? Well, it's a traditional Duluth neighborhood. It has its bright spots, the newly gentrified businesses, restaurants, and shops that have moved into the neighborhood, which has drawn tourism back to the neighborhood. It also has substantial problems in terms of health, housing, and education inequalities. Something you don't often think about when you're eating at one of those fancy restaurants, I suppose. But we're going to think about it for this class. In the first week of the class, it's all about just getting to know each other. I want you to introduce yourself on the Canvas site. I want you to share something about yourselves that will help other people get to know who you are. I'll share some things about myself so that you get to know who I am. And if you've never been to Lincoln Park, or if you're not familiar with some of the neighborhood, there's some readings there, things that will tell you about its history, giving you a visual tour. It's not just readings, it's also videos. You don't need to read and watch all of them. You just need to read and watch enough so that you can get a handle on the neighborhood from the perspective you want to bring to it in this class. If your primary interests are in the environment, focus on those. If your primary interests are in education, focus on those. If your primary interests are in marketing and business communication or grant writing, focus on the readings that help you prepare to do those. Focus on the videos that help you prepare to do those. And that's the first week of the class. My introduction. So I'm David. I live in a home filled with about 8,000 books and comic books. If you are a nerd for something, I'm probably a nerd right there with you. I've been teaching writing for, 1995 to 2020 is 25 years. It's a long time. And I'm eager to be working on it with you this summer. What else should I say about myself? I suppose one of the things that students like to know is, how do I get a hold of him? Email is the best way. I check email compulsively through the day. If you do email me Monday through Friday, I'll get back to you usually by the end of the day if you message me before 5. If you message me after 5, I'll still probably get back to you before bedtime. I was tempted to say that in the summertime I might go out, but I'm not sure that anybody's going out this summer, so maybe that won't be so much of a disruption this time. If you email me after 5 o'clock on Friday, I'll try to get back to you over the weekend, but I only promise to get back to you by Monday. There are 2 times in the semester where I ask you to schedule conferences with me over Zoom. That's because I really like to get to know you. I want to know what kind of writing you want to do in the world and how this class can help you get there. If I learn your passions, I can help design the class to meet your needs, to give you assignments that you can grow through. And I might learn something to be passionate about myself. It is worth noting, if you see how the class is structured, I use a form of contract grading where you complete a certain number of assignments at a passing level and you get a C. You do a few more and you get a B. You do a few more and you get an A. It's a way to give you control over your course grade. If in a few weeks you ask me, Dave, what grade am I getting in your class? If I look in my grade book and see that you have tried none of the A assignments, I know you're not getting an A. If you've tried all of them, I can say, oh, it looks like you're trying for the A. Let's get there together. Does that make sense? I use this form of grading, number one, because it gives students that sense of control and power, which is important for me when I'm trying to do something, right? I like to know what do I have control over in this situation and how can I make it work? Maybe you feel the same way. I don't know. If you don't, that's okay too. Another reason is, frankly, there are some students for whom they're taking this class after graduation. and a C is just fine by them. The student told me once, the C gets me the degree. If that's where you are right now, and that's how you want to structure your experience of the class, this grading system lets you make that choice. Diminishes your amount of labor, which may be a reward, especially if you've already started a full-time job. Yeah, I guess it's all about your choices. What choice do you want to make for the grade that you want? What choice do you want to make for your experience in this class? Does that make sense? I hope so. That's a little bit about who I am. And with each week, I'll record a new video, pop it up here so you can learn more about me, learn more about Lincoln Park, learn more about the assignments, and learn more about how writing is responsible for transforming a neighborhood, for sustaining a neighborhood, and for making the people of that neighborhood happy and healthy. See you later.